Well, I would like to, take this opportunity, one, to apologize to the technical working group, to DOTR and LTFRB for whatever miscommunication may have happened. And if I seem to be arrogant, it's really, not for a lack of passion that I have to really push what I believe, is the safety protocols that needs to be met.
Pero bumubusina ka ba? And sorry, I have to make this Tagalog.
Ito
Okay?
na po yung busina ko.
No,
sir.
but here's the thing, I've handled a lot of companies, clients regarding, governance issues, and I always warn them, before you set your lawyers loose, have dinner, go pay a visit to the officials and say, look, we're in a bind here, and we might have to, we will be forced to go to court. And I think that's what pissed off the TWG. It's like, what? You're taking us to court?
Well,
Bumusina ka ba? Did you tell them that you will have to take it to court?
So, I think that's not what pissed them, sir. What pissed them was really the rally. But if you think, but see, we've been talking right before the December 26th deadline.
Yeah.
And then there was no discussion of cap at all. Zero.
Okay.
The only time the cap was discussed was on the 19th when they gave us the advanced guidelines in preparation for the public hearing on the 20th. And then I said, sir, what's the cap about? Maybe we can discuss this. And I was told, there's no point of discussion. This is a study. This is not for profit. And then the next day, we did the presentation. It was already a signed document. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I've been complying. Even with all of these protests, I've been complying. We've been sending the list. We've been completing the 10,000. We've been, working on the different aspects of the guidelines as well. So despite all of these dialogue or theatrics we're doing on the government side, we're complying in the back end. I've always wanted to comply. From the very beginning, the number one...
in spite of your frustration, your protest, because you're entitled
Yes.
to have a grievance. You're
Yes.
entitled to express your grievance. But in spite of all of these rallies or rides that the Angkas riders are doing, you are complying with the 10,000 cap. You're submitting the 10,000 riders, etc.
So initially, the cap was supposed to be effected first on December 23. This was expanded to first week of January.
Okay.
Then it was extended to Jan 17. So that's the time that they give time for everybody to fill in the cap and then start apprehending, as I understand it.
Okay.
So we have been complying with what needs to be done before the January 17. But we are hoping that the technical working group will reconsider our position, that that we are number one, not a monopoly. We grew the business fair and square. It doesn't mean I'm taking the words of the Philippine Competition Commission. I'm saying that it doesn't being big per se doesn't mean you're a monopoly. If you what the monopoly is how you got big,
Okay.
and we got big fair and square, and we were we were the first mover advantage. But you can't forcibly take out our market share and give it to a second and third player, in an unwarranted fashion, even in the guise of a study. Because even if it's a study, it's still business being conducted to the public. We're still charging, right? So there is some level of competition there, and there is some level of anti-competitiveness in terms of this type of regulation.